Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our group 5 presentation with the topic depth perception living in a three-dimensional world. And the first presentation will be presented by Taskia Korbusavi. Taskia, time is yours.
Thank you, Sasa. Hello, I'm Taskia Kolbushafi, and here I'm responsible present binocular vision. Binocular vision refers to the ability to use both eyes to perceive depth and distance. When viewing an object, I sees it from slightly different angle, creating a disparity between the two images. Binocular vision is a remarkable ability that enables us to use both eyes to perceive depth and distance effectively. When we focus on an object, each eye captures the image from a slightly different angle, resulting in a disparity between the two views. This disparity is crucial for depth perception, as the brain processes and fuses these two images into a single, coherent perception of the object location and distance. This integrated process allows us to gauge how far away an object is, which is essential for various everyday tasks, such as reaching for item, catching a ball, or maneuvering through crowded space. Without binocular vision, our ability to interact with the world in the three-dimensional world is severely limited. Example of binocular vision in everyday life. First, catching a ball. The brain uses information from both eyes to calculate the ball's distance and speed, allowing us to catch it. And second, driving binocular vision helps us judge distance between vehicles and assess the depth of the road. And last, reading. Both eyes work together to follow lines of text, and the brain combines this information to create a clear single image. Thank you. And next presentation will be presented by Tara. To Tara, time is yours.
Thank you, Tata. I'm Gayatri Tara. I'm responsible to present monocular vision. Monocular vision is vision with one eye. This might seem counterintuitive, as we often associate their perception with the use of both eyes. However, our brain have evolved to rely on various visual cues that allow us to estimate distance even when we are only using one eye. If a person is deprived of binocular vision, then he or she can still perceive depth with assistance of monocular cues. Monocular cues are available to one eye because the presence of attention-based cue may also effectively increase stimulus strength in one eye. These two effects may be sometimes be confounded. Monocular cues designed to direct attention can shift the balance of contribution between the two eyes, especially towards the attending eye. These are the kinds of cues that give a landscape painting depth. Although you normally look at such a painting with both eyes open. In this case, depth perception is not arising because of retinal disparity. Close one eye and look at the painting. The perception of depth will remain. These 5 cues, shadow, texture gradient, motion parallax, interposition, and linear perspective, work together to achieve our understanding of spatial relationship in our environment, allowing us to navigate and interact with the world effectively. Shadows serve as a monocular cue that provides depth perception by indicating the position and the shape of the object. The texture gradient is another monocular cue that helps in depth perception. It refers to the phenomenon where distant objects appear less detailed than those that are closer. And next presented will be presented by Angela with topic motion parallax, interposition, linear perspective. To Angela, time is yours.
Thank you, Tara. I'm Angela Iksaduyanti, responsible to continue motion parallax, interposition, and linear perspective. Motion parallax is a depth choice that arises when an observers move as they translate through space. Nearby objects appear to move equally across the field of vision. Will distant objects seem to move more slowly or remain stationary? This differential motion provides critical information about the relative distance of objects. Interposition, also known as overlapping, occurs when one object partially cover another object. In this scenario, occluded objects are considered further away than overlapping objects. These visual cues are important for understanding the spatial relationship between various objects in our environment. Next, linear perspective. Linear perspective is a technique used to depth three-dimensional objects on a two-dimensional plane by depthing parallel lines that appear to meet at a single point on the horizon. This point is known as the vanishing point. And the next present will be present by Khairul Nisa with the topic ESP, precognition, and telepathy. To Anissa, time is yours.
I'm Khairul Kaulan Sadida and responsible to present ESP, precognition, and telepathy. ESP or extrasensory perceptions is referred to as the sixth sense. There are at least 7 readily identified senses. ESP should more accurately be called the eighth sense. In daily life, humans experience various phenomena that differ from one individual to another. Many of these phenomena cannot be justified by logic or common sense, such as seeing things that others cannot see, hearing sounds that others cannot hear, and perceiving visions of the future or even the past. The experiences are referred to as psychic or psychology. The ability of ESP brings significant change to the life of individual to possess it. Each individual with ESP, as explored in this study, develops an awareness of their abilities, enabling to the understand and process of acceptance regarding their extrasensory perceptions. Initially, when individuals realize they have ESP, they often perceive it as something negative. This awareness led them to persistently reject it through various means. However, the realization that this ability is an inherent part of their life motivates them to make efforts to reconcile with their condition. There are 3 kinds of extrasensory perceptions: 1. Precognitions, 2. Telepathy, and 3. Clairvoyance. Precognition is the power to know what will happen in the future. Telepathy is the power to send and receive mental message. The ability to read the minds of people who can read yours is also considered to be a telepathic power. In practice, telepathy can be done in 2 ways, namely 1. Horizontal telepathy and 2. Vertical telepathy. The next presenter will be present by Anita Zumairo with topic clairvoyance, PK, and psi power. To Anita Zumairo, time is yours.
I'm Anita Zumairo. I'm responsible to continue ESP about clairvoyance, PK, and psi power. Clairvoyance is a person's strong intuitive ability in viewing information about events elsewhere. The word clairvoyance has French root meaning clear seeing. This ability also relies on the mind as a medium for conveying information. A clairvoyant is someone who claims to have this ability, which is thought to bypass normal channels of perception such as sight or touch. Clairvoyants claim to gain information through the use of their mind as or intuitive insight that transcends the boundaries of time and space.
Although not a form of ESP,
there is another power often associated with it. D is psychokinesis or PK, psychokinesis.
Psychokinesis, the ability to move or influence physical object by the power of thoughts alone. The phenomena is often considered a part of parapsychology and has been the subject of much research in scientific and cultural contexts. Annually, parapsychologists distinguish between two types of psychokinesis, namely macropsychokinesis and micropsychokinesis. Macropsychokinesis is the one whose event can be observed directly. For example, in a television show, someone is able to bend a spoon, lift an object into the air, or hold a sharp weapon. While micropsychokinesis event cannot be observed using the naked eye. Certain statistical methods are needed to be able to find out. Included in the macro category is long-distance healing.
Are four of the phenomena negative above or committed into a general class of mental abilities called psy-power. Power of the mind that are taught to transit the convenience laws of physical and ordinary understanding of natural science. Psy-power are sometimes also transit with talent. Next presentation will be presented by Salsa with the conclusions of our group topic. To Salsa, time is yours.
So, the conclusion is deep perception is facilitated by two main types of cues, binocular vision and monocular vision. Binocular vision relies on the slightly different image captured by each eye, enabling the brain to perceive deep through binocular disparity and convergence. In contrast, monocular vision uses cues such as relative size, interposition, linear perspective, texture gradient, shadow, and motion parallax, providing deep information even with one eye. Ultimately, both psychological mechanism and our experience shapes our deep perception. Familiarity with objects and context enhances our ability to gauge distance accurately. This complex interplay enriches our sensory experience, allowing us to experience the intricate beauty of our three-dimensional world. That's all, our Group 5 presentation. Thanks for watching and good morning. Bye-bye.